You know that feeling, right? It's 10 o'clock at night. You're finally winding down, trying to switch your brain off, but your phone buzzes. It's another notification from your business's social media page. Someone is asking the same exact question you've already answered a dozen times today. Do you ship to Canada? It's such a simple question, but it represents a tiny crack in your focus. It's one of 100 little tasks that, drop by drop, slowly eat away at your day, your energy, and honestly, your sanity. Each one pulls you out of deep work, turning your day into a series of constant, low-level interruptions. You're not really the CEO anymore. You've become a human answering machine. Now, just imagine an employee who never sleeps, never gets tired of answering the same questions, and works 24/7 for just pennies an hour. That's not science fiction anymore. That's an AI agent. And here's the big secret the tech world doesn't always advertise. You don't need a team of engineers from Google or a degree in computer science to build one for yourself. In fact, you don't need to write a single line of code. You just need to know how to connect a few simple, powerful tools that are available to everyone right now. It's like having access to a world-class intern who you can train in an afternoon. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build your very first AI agent to automate a real business task, step by step. We're going to take that constant stream of repetitive questions and turn it into a problem that completely solves itself. This will free you up to work on the things that actually grow your business, like developing new products or talking to your best customers, not just maintaining the status quo. This is the practical, no-hype guide to getting started with agentic AI. And by the end of this video, you'll have a working framework to build your own digital teammate. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What actually is an AI agent? The term gets thrown around a lot, and it's easy to get confused. An agent is not just a chatbot. A chatbot is designed to follow a script. It can answer a question if it knows the answer, but that's where its job ends. An AI agent, on the other hand, can take action. It can reason, plan a series of steps, and use different tools to accomplish a goal. Think of it this way. A chatbot is like a librarian who can point you to the right book. An AI agent is like a research assistant who can read the book, write a summary, and then schedule a meeting to discuss the findings. It doesn't just provide information, it completes tasks. And this isn't some far-off future trend. It's happening right now, and it's accelerating faster than most people realize. The market for AI agents is absolutely exploding, projected to grow from around $7 billion last year to well over $10 billion in 2026. A recent Gartner study predicts that by the end of this year, a staggering 40% of enterprise applications will have task-specific agents built right in. That's a huge jump from less than 5% just last year in 2025. The reason for this explosion is that the technology has finally become both powerful enough and cheap enough to be practical for everyday business problems.
Big companies are already seeing massive returns from this. You might have heard that Klarna's AI assistant is now doing the work of 700 full-time agents, handling 2/3 of all their customer service chats. But here's the part that most people miss. The underlying tools that power these massive systems are now accessible to everyone through APIs. You can tap into the exact same large language models for your small business, your side hustle, or even just to manage your personal productivity. You don't need their budget to get a taste of their results. You just need to know which building blocks to snap together.
Okay, so before we can start building, we need to define a clear mission for our agent. This is probably the most important step, and it's where most people go wrong. They try to build an agent that can handle marketing or do customer service, which is like trying to boil the ocean. The key is to pick one small, repetitive, high-volume task. A great first mission is something that follows a predictable pattern and doesn't require a lot of complex emotional judgment. We're looking for the digital equivalent of washing the dishes or sorting the mail, the grunt work a human shouldn't be doing anyway. To make this real, let's invent a character. Let's meet Clara. She runs a successful online store selling beautiful handmade pottery. She loves her craft, but she's drowning in social media comments and DMs. People are constantly asking about shipping policies, product dimensions, and if her items are dishwasher safe. It's the same 5 or 6 questions over and over again. This constant distraction is taking her away from the kiln, stealing her creative energy, and honestly, making her resent a part of the business she used to love. This is a perfect first mission for an AI agent. So our goal for Clara's agent is simple and clear. We want to build something that can, 1, monitor for new comments on her Instagram posts, 2, understand the question being asked, 3, find the correct answer from a simple knowledge base we'll create for it, and 4, draft a friendly, human-sounding reply for Clara to approve with a single click. That last step is absolutely key for your first agent, keeping a human in the loop. It's not a weakness, it's a safety feature. It lets you build trust in the system while ensuring your brand's voice is always perfect. It's like having an assistant who prepares all your emails but waits for you to hit send. Now for the fun part, the tools. We don't need a server room or a PhD in computer science. For this entire project, we just need 2 main things. First, we need an automation platform. You can think of this as the nervous system for our agent. It's the plumbing that connects different apps together and tells them what to do. We'll be using a tool called make.com for this, but Zapier is another great option. Second, we need the brain. This is the AI model that will do the thinking, understanding, and writing. We'll be using OpenAI's GPT-4 model through their API. These 2 tools are the only things you need to build some incredibly powerful automations. Here's a quick look at the complete architecture we're about to build. It starts with a trigger, a new comment on Instagram. That data flows into make.com, which then sends the comment to the OpenAI model, along with a special prompt and our knowledge base. The AI thinks, finds the answer, and writes a reply. It sends that draft back to Make, which then sends an approval notification to Clara via Slack. Once she clicks Approve, Make tells Instagram to post the reply. It looks like a lot of steps, but it's just a simple, logical flow, and we'll build it one piece at a time. First, let's create our agent's memory. The AI doesn't magically know your business policies. We have to give it a source of truth. The easiest way to do this is with a simple Google Sheet. We'll create 2 columns. Column A will be question, and column B will be answer. Here, Clara will list out all the common questions she gets and the perfect on-brand answers. Do you ship to Canada? Yes, we ship worldwide. Are the mugs dishwasher safe? Yes, they are microwave and dishwasher safe. This document becomes the agent's brain. It will only answer based on the information we put right here, which prevents it from making things up. Okay, let's jump into make.com. If you've never used it, the interface can look a little intimidating, but it's actually very intuitive. Everything is based on these little circles called modules. Each module represents an app or a tool. You just click the plus sign to add a new module and link them together to create a workflow, which Make calls a scenario. For our first step, we'll search for the Instagram module and select the Watch Comments trigger. This module will now check for new comments on Clara's account every few minutes. That's it. The first piece of our agent is already active and listening. Next, we need to connect our AI brain. We'll add a new module and search for OpenAI. To connect your account, you'll need an API key, which you can get for free from the OpenAI website. Think of this key as a password that lets Make talk to OpenAI on your behalf. Once connected, we'll choose the Create a Completion module, which is just a fancy way of saying talk to the AI. We'll select the latest model, like GPT-4o, because it's fast and very capable. Now our workflow can listen for a comment and then open a line of communication with a powerful AI model. The 2 most important parts are now connected. This next part is where the real magic happens, the prompt. A prompt is simply a set of instructions you give to the AI. A good prompt is the difference between a confused agent and a brilliant one. We need to tell it 4 things: its role, its task, the context it needs, and the format for its output. For the role, we'll say, you are a friendly and helpful social media assistant for a pottery store. For the task, your job is to answer customer questions based only on the provided information. This is where we'll paste in the Q&A data from our Google Sheet. This step is critical for controlling the AI's behavior. For the context, we'll map the data from the Instagram module. We'll tell the AI, here is the customer's comment, and then insert the comment text. And finally, for the output, we'll be very specific. If the comment is a question answered in the provided information, write a friendly reply. If it is not a question, or you don't know the answer, just reply with a single word, ignore. This ignore command is our safety valve. It prevents the agent from trying to answer questions about order tracking or custom requests that it isn't equipped to handle. This makes our agent not just smart, but also safe. Now we need to handle that ignore command. We'll add a tool called a router after the OpenAI module. A router splits the workflow into different paths based on a condition. We'll set up one path that only continues if the output from the AI contains the word ignore. We'll just leave that path empty, so if the AI says to ignore it, the automation simply stops. The other path will be the happy path, which only runs if the output does not contain ignore. This simple fork in the road gives us complete control over when our agent acts and when it stays silent. It's a fundamental concept in building reliable automations. We're on the home stretch. On the reply path, we'll add a Slack module. You could also use email or another messaging app. We'll configure it to send a message directly to Clara. The message will say something like, "New comment response ready for approval." It will show the original comment and the AI-generated reply. Then we'll add two interactive buttons, approve and reject. This is our human-in-the-loop step. Clara can see exactly what the agent wants to say and give the final go-ahead from her phone with a single tap, without ever having to type the reply herself. Finally, we add one more router to listen for the response from those Slack buttons. If Clara clicks reject, that path ends and nothing happens. But if she clicks approve, we add our final module, an Instagram module set to create a reply. We'll tell it which original comment to reply to, and for the text of the reply, we'll use the AI-generated response that we've already saved. And that's it. The loop is closed. A comment comes in, the AI drafts a reply, Clara approves it, and the answer is posted. We've built a complete semi-autonomous agent. Let's run a live test. I'll post a comment on our test Instagram account asking, "Are your bowls safe for the microwave?" Now we wait. In a minute or two, the make.com scenario will run. It will see the comment, send it to OpenAI with our knowledge base, and the AI will draft a reply. And there it is, a new message in Slack. It shows the original comment and the suggested reply. They sure are. All of our pottery is both microwave and dishwasher safe. It's perfect. I'll click approve. And now, if we check Instagram, there's the reply, posted automatically. It worked perfectly. Now, what if it doesn't work perfectly? Sometimes the AI might misunderstand or write a weird reply. The first place to look is your prompt. You might need to be more specific in your instructions. For example, you could add a rule like, keep the reply under 25 words. The second place to look is your knowledge base. Maybe a question is phrased in a way you didn't anticipate. You can add variations of the same question to your Google Sheet to help the agent recognize it more easily. Refining your agent is an ongoing process, but each little tweak makes it smarter and more reliable over time. So what does something like this actually cost? This is the part that surprises everyone. Make.com has a generous free tier that includes 1,000 operations a month, which is more than enough to handle this workflow for a small business. The OpenAI API is also incredibly cheap. The model we used, GPT-4o, costs about 5 cents per million tokens, and a single query like ours uses maybe a few hundred tokens. We're talking fractions of a penny for each comment it handles. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month, you can have a 24/7 assistant. The return on investment is almost infinite. Once you've built this, you'll start seeing other opportunities everywhere. You can use this exact same framework to handle other tasks. For example, you could connect it to your website's contact form to automatically qualify new leads. If a lead mentions a budget over a certain amount, the agent could draft a personalized email and schedule a meeting. You could connect it to your email inbox to sort and categorize incoming messages, drafting replies for common inquiries. The pattern is always the same. Trigger, understand, decide, and act. You just swap out the different application modules. Let's bring this back to Clara. By automating just this one small task, she's not just saving an hour or two each day, she's reclaiming her focus. She can spend an entire afternoon at the pottery wheel without a single notification pulling her away. That's where her next best-selling product idea will come from, not from typing, "Yes, we ship to Canada" for the 1,000th time. This isn't about replacing humans, it's about elevating them. It's about letting machines do the robotic work so that we have more time to do the creative, strategic, and deeply human work that truly matters. So here is your first step. You don't need to sign up for anything or build anything just yet. Tonight, just take 5 minutes and identify one single repetitive task in your work that you hate doing. What's the question you're tired of answering? What's the email you're tired of sending? Write it down on a piece of paper. That is the mission for your first AI agent. Once you see the problem clearly, the solution we build today will feel much more approachable. In my next video, we'll build a more advanced agent that can browse the web to find information it doesn't already know. Thanks for watching.